Good morning and welcome to Sea Fishing with CJ. Today we're out on CJ2 and we're going wreck fishing. We're going out onto a wreck called the Thompson today, which I'm hearing has got plenty of pollock on it. It's a little bit of a breeze at the moment, so I think it might be a slow steam out, but it is forecast that the wind's going to drop away. Can't be that windy because they're hang gliding up over the top of the fort there, which although it looks like that bloke's going to crash into the trees, but be interesting to see where he's going to land, because he's now way away from the edge. Well, maybe he's not, maybe he's tracking on the front, but it looks like he's inland. And we're out with Alex on Fantastic. Happy days. First trip out for Alex, second for me, so yeah, happy days. And maintaining a 2 metre distance, me and Max. Keep an eye on those lights. When it goes from green, goes to green, green, white, as opposed to green, white, green, means we can go.
¿Cuántas veces me volviste demente? Ahora sin ti estoy tan solo, no es fácil. Te quiero, baby, hasta que nazca el sol, hasta que nazca el sol. Dime, ¿cuántas veces me volviste demente? Ahora sin ti estoy tan solo, no es fácil. Te quiero, baby, hasta que nazca el sol, hasta que nazca el sol. Quiero, baby. Dime, ¿cuántas veces me volviste demente? Ahora sin ti estoy tan solo, no es fácil. Te quiero, baby, hasta que nazca el sol, hasta que nazca el sol. Oh, oh, te quiero. Dime, baby, ahora sin ti estoy tan solo, no es fácil. Te quiero, baby, hasta que nazca el sol, hasta que nazca el sol. Dame tu amor, dame tu amor, dame tu amor, tu amor, tu amor. Dame tu amor, dame tu amor, dame tu amor, tu amor, tu amor.
Okay, so we're on the main camera. So hopefully we're going to drift over the wreck. We'll have a look, give it a go anyway. Take us a few drifts before we get it right, that's for sure.
Go down?
Yeah, go down. As some, we might miss the wreck completely, but I'm kind of guesstimating what the wind and the tide are doing to us, so I think there's some wreckage underneath us now, so as soon as you hit the bottom, make sure you wind up about, yeah, we're right on top of the wreck now, and there's fish showing. As soon as you hit the bottom, come up about 10 winds, so we're out of the wreckage. Fish on or wreck on?
Fish on.
Yeah? Good start. Loads and loads of fish showing over the top of that wreck. Look at the fish over that wreck. Loads of fish showing. What? Pollock? No, it's pollock, I think. Actually, could be a cod. Sorry? Cod! First cod of the day! Hold it up for the camera. Look at that.
Right in the lip.
Nice
right
start. Beautiful, beautifully hooked.
Not that big cod, are we?
Of course you are. Of course you are. It's the best eating fish in the sea, as they say. Don't go back down again. Once you're done, I'll go around again. Yeah, well, it's the first cod we've had in the boat for quite a while.
I think you got that on the way down as well.
It's possible.
It's started moving.
Yeah, there's the wreck. Fish on. And you can actually see my lead going down to the wreck on the sounder there. That's cool. Might be bringing me up. Sure.
Fish on. I don't know what it is. Beginner's luck. Oh, hello.
Sorry? Let's have a look. I can't see. Another pollock. Can you show it to the camera?
Oh, hello. Slippery bugger.
Oh. Oh, what?
Whiting.
What, pouting you mean? Ooh, fish on. Nice, another nice little pollock. And Mr. Pollock, away he goes. Right, well, we've been on a wreck. We've had a fish every drift so far. Small pollock, one little cod, the odd pouting. But yeah, it's really hitting it off, and we're not even drifting the wreck correctly, we're drifting it at a bit of an angle. So as this wind dies away, which it is, you can feel it dying away constantly, as long as Max doesn't start whistling. I reckon we'll really hit it off on here. We're putting the pollock back because they're coming up and they're not being barometrically damaged, which is actually quite handy. So they're going back down. Obviously, if we get a decent sized one, we will take it. For dinner, take it home for dinner. But at the moment we've got one little cod in the pot for dinner. Right, let's try that drift. Okay, so let's give it another go. Leave the camera on the sounder going so you can see those fish mid water there. Definitely worth putting some mackerel feathers down, I think. So big shoals of bait fish, and the wreck is just coming up, just starting to show bit of wreckage there. Hopefully I'm getting it on GPS cam, but we'll see. And let's hit the bottom, start winding, see what happens. Nice slow steady wind. fish showing up tight on the wreck. That's possibly pouting. I don't think Alex has had anything yet. Right, still got wreck underneath us, let it down again. That's on the bottom. Get the lid up off the wreckage. I'll see if I can dig out the link for the dive in this wreck so you can get an idea of the sort of tangled mess of metal that we're fishing into. Whoa, fish on, fish on. Woo, ooh, he's going some. It was a bit better. Might actually end up taking the line off me. They always give you a great lunging bite when they first hit pollock, and then they go a bit slack. What's the matter?
Oh no, I thought you were talking to me.
No, I'm talking to the camera. Yeah, they always give you a big lunging bite, and then if it keeps on fighting all the way up, sometimes an indication might be a bass. Bring them up nice and slow, so allow them to swim bladders to equalise, so that if it is a pollock we can put it back. Yeah, a bit better size though. It's a pollock, but definitely a better one. Look at that beauty. Well hooked.
Oh, nice.
That's a better size, isn't it? Still think he's going to go back. Beauty though. Beautiful fish, big eyes, streamline, predatory fish. Is he going down? He's fighting against the barometric pressure, blowing bubbles. Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. But that was a better fish. You had anything yet, Alex? I don't know what it is you're doing. We're getting everything on every drift. Pardon? I'm not really counting, but yeah, it's a fair way up. Yeah, I would guess. Got a long enough trace there. You're using white sidewinders, yeah? I'm using a rhubarb and custard. I'm getting pollock. He's using a white one, and he's had pollock and cod. So, yeah. Well, yeah, weird. I think there's a big shoals of mackerel around. Yeah. And there's loads of fish showing tight on the wreck, but they're probably pouting. Must be a really slow wind now. I think you're winding too fast. Mind you, we had nothing that drift. Wreckage is just starting to show. That lid up out of the wreck. Lots of fish showing up tight on the wreck. Lots of fish. Touch then, come on. Stay up this time, Max, we'll go around again. Weird, isn't it? We were hitting it off and suddenly we're not. Yeah. Right, sight change of lure. I'm going to try one of my homemade lures. See how they go. Swims nicely. Here's the wreckage under us. Fish on. Max is on. Sorry?
Fighting.
Fighting. Oh, that's good to hear. Bertie bass. Would be nice.
It's definitely fighting.
Pollock. Nice size pollock. Might want to take that one home if you want. Yeah, nice size pollock. You want to see if you can get in the camera. Beauty. Beautiful fish. On the sand. Ooh. Whoa, fish on. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hello. Ooh. Hey, and this is on my homemade lure. Woo! That's really biting. I have to give it a set of drag so it lets him take some line if it needs to. That's got a good bend in my rod anyway. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Whoa! On my homemade lure. Well made up with that. And Max has gone on as well. So we have to work out what that drift was. See what this is. Still not. Nice big pollock. On my homemade lure, which incidentally it's trashed, but either so. Well pleased with that. Well pleased with that. It should look like that. Look at that beauty. Ow!
Oh yeah, look at that.
Just crushed me in his gills. Right. See if he can swim back. Let's see if he goes. Wow, there he goes. Whoa, straight back down. Come on, Alex. Oh, well done. I just had a fish on a homemade lure. Hang on, show us the pout. Put the pout up to the screen there, Max. Max the pouting king. The Ting King.
Literally stuck in there.
Right, we've changed positions. We've come out onto a wreck called the Myra, which is a big wreck. It lies across the tide. So when the tide is really flowing hard, you get a big boil off the surface. So it's a wreck. One time held a lot of small bass, but I think it got very heavily fished because of that. But I've certainly not been out here for a year or two, so who knows? We'll give it a couple of good drifts, see what's happening. See what's happening. Oh mate, it's big. It lies across the tide. So when the tide runs, you get a boil on the surface from it. It's quite spectacular. But it does mean, because we're drifting at a bit of an angle, it's not so easy to get the drift right. There is some gullies here near here that are good for tope. There's fish showing on the bottom, right close to the bottom.
I know this is the Southern Coast guys, you're loud and clear, over.
I say we should be drifting east to west, but we're not. We're drifting northeast, northwesterly, which is because of the little bit of southerly wind. Wreck's starting to pick up now. You fished this before, Alex?
No, not this one, no. We used to fish charters a lot, but we go a lot further out, go like 20 miles.
Oh yeah.
That's where we used to get the...
Yeah, unfortunately, well, you can go a long way out in these little boats, but
we had the right line.
yeah.
Brisbane, and a load of massive for that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the Brisbane fishes really well for bass, doesn't it? Might be worth hitting the Brisbane on the way back.
Yeah, never know.
There's an awful lot of bass getting caught at the moment.
Yeah, loads. So sure.
Oh, fish showing.
Where do they fish it? There's some catch bass when they go out every single day. They catch them.
Yeah, well, that's how the only way you can commercially fish for bass now is with rod and line. So there are commercial bass fishermen. So there's a few out in Newhaven.
So, but where do they fish? Do they go into the channel?
No, they'll be all inshore. Yeah, they won't tell you where they're getting them though. Fish on?
Yep.
Right, so we're just sitting around now. The tide has gone slack. We're just waiting for the tide to start running again. We're going to steam back up over the top. I think it's a pouting though. Yep. Great granddaddy pouting. Huh. Oh. It's a solid bite, but it's coming up a bit lackluster now, so I think it's probably a pollock. But I had 3 or 4 takes on that retrieve, so ooh, still shaking its head. Could be a bass, could be a bass. It's like holding deep. Oh, got a flash of silver then. Hello, beautiful Bertie bass. So we've got a bass for our tea. What a beautiful fish. Cracking.
So really, you want to go in behind there, don't you?
If you dibber about, you end up getting spiked.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and if you lay it on the deck,
Ah.
it wriggles around and you get spiked. Right.
Okay.
Watch out for that because it's a razor blade. And that's your 2, you can't land any more.
No,
Do you want to keep that or do you want to put it back?
Yeah, I'll keep that one. Yeah, decent size. Wicked.
Ooh. We are in hope. We are in hope. It's under the boat. Oh, no, pollock. And for a catch and release.
Nice.
Sorry. Bass on, I think. Beauty. Another beauty.
Oh yeah, look at that. Nice.
fishing with, Alex? You got fish repellent on your hooks. How long a trace are you using? I don't think 10 foot's long enough. So I'm using about 15 foot. And literally a foot can make a difference. The only other thing that I'm using a bullet rather than a ball as my weight, so there's less disturbance in the water. Caught this one, but he couldn't get it off the hook.
Oh, it's a decent Bertie bass.
Is it?
Yeah.
Make sure you hold it up for the camera.
He's thrown it. He's wrapped up now. Excellent.
That's where you can.
Oh, sorry. Really don't want to be spiked. Ah,
well, if you fanny around, you will get spiked. You'd like me to get it off for you
if
again.
you wouldn't mind, he's now trapped in many ways. How's he managed that? He's so bright hooked around everything.
Yeah, because you fannied about.
I know.
That's how you got hooked
Try
around.
not to fanny, but
Away it goes. Well, we've had a great day on the briny Oggin, and we're going to go back now, get back and try and beat the tide, get some of the views. Oh, look at that. Max and I are managing a 2 metre separation, and then Alex, he's had a good day as well in the end, got a few fish, but yeah, it's calm right down, isn't it? It's a pity we've got to go back, but I've got an early start tomorrow. Yeah, start heading home.
Dime, ¿cuántas veces me volviste demente? Ahora sin que estoy tan solo no es fácil. Te quiero, baby, hasta que nazca el sol, hasta que nazca el sol. Dime, ¿cuántas veces me volviste demente? Ahora sin ti estoy tan solo no es fácil. Te quiero, baby, hasta que nazca el sol, hasta que nazca el sol.
So much for the fence keeping people off the East Arm. Got a few people fishing up there and there, and there's a bunch of kids tombstone in there. What a lovely day! Turned out to be. No, you on proper tired though. Hang on here, let him catch up until we can discuss. To buy yourself a small boat, to be quite honest, you can't go too wrong with Warrior. Warrior boats are lovely boats. That's a 150, so it's a little one. But they do go bigger. But yeah. Home. Both boats are in. Just the hard work of getting it up the winch, but there's somebody parked their van across the slipway. So we'll have to sort that out. But yeah, end of a really good day's fishing, that's all I can say. End of a really good day's fishing. And we had a nice bag of fish, cod, pollock, bass, pouting. Yeah, that was a good day, and I think actually Alex got a mackerel, so yeah, good day by all.